The Simpsons is a very important franchise to me, so when I heard it was getting a month-long themed Fortnite mini-season in November of 2025, I was hyped. Growing up, I never got to properly enjoy a Simpsons video game at the time of release. I knew of Hit and Run and Road Rage, but sadly never got to play either during my childhood. I remember way back in the day that you could mail order the PC version of Hit and Run through Scholastic book orders for some reason. I remember asking my parents if they could order it. They said no at the time, to my dismay. Their mindset was essentially, there are Flash games online for free, so there's no reason to drop $50 on a game or $100+ on a console. Eventually, however, I got my first console, that being a Nintendo Wii in 2011 and an Xbox 360 2 years later in 2013. By then, I actually had consoles that I could definitely have played Simpsons games on, whether that be Road Rage or Hit and Run, that could run through backwards compatibility on the 360, and the Simpsons game had ports for that console along with the Wii. Honestly, the reason I never played those games at the time definitely stemmed from the fact that it had been 6 years after the Simpsons game's 2007 release. In 2007, I was a kid with a room full of Simpsons merch.
Here's a heartwarming scene at the Simpsons at their couch watching TV. Dun, 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 dun.
But by the 2010s, my love for the show dwindled for some reason to the point I stupidly took down a majority of my Simpsons collectibles. So by the time I had a Wii and 360, I was watching The Simpsons way less, I assume due to being disappointed by the quality of the show at the time. It honestly is a shame I never picked up the Simpsons game for Wii or 360. When I saw the promotional material for that game at the time with its 2D animated cutscenes, I was really excited. The game greatly benefited from its time of release too, that being October of 2007, right after the hype of the Simpsons movie, which was released in July of that year. The Homer in Chocolate Land cutscene still lives rent-free in my head to this day. I really wish I played Simpsons games during my early childhood, but thankfully I finally got around to playing Simpsons Hit and Run as an adult. I did a video on it in 2024, and overall it was a very fun experience. I definitely want to play the Simpsons game in the future as well and talk about it, but that's a story for another video. Still, it is important to acknowledge that the Simpsons game was the last console video game appearance for the Yellow family for 18 years, until now with their appearance in Fortnite. The Simpsons Fortnite mini-season is extremely important as the Yellow family has been missing from consoles for an entire decade. This is because EA was holding on to the gaming rights and doing nothing with them.
It's my IP to sit on and do nothing with.
Aside from the mobile title Simpsons Tapped Out. Tapped Out is a free-to-play mobile game that was full of microtransactions that EA early this year entirely shut down. I never played it since I heard of the dangers of free-to-play games from real-life experience and an episode where South Park satirized the mobile game. Because of that, I purposely avoided Tapped Out. However, I do hear that people had a ton of fun designing their Springfields before it got shut down. It is obvious why Simpsons Tapped Out fully shut down though. EA clearly lost the license, and Tapped Out ceased activities on January 24th, 2025. Then, towards the end of that same year, Simpsons officially joined the wacky crossover battle royale game that is Fortnite. Unlike the mess that was that Star Wars season, I am looking at you, AI Vader. Epic Games actually paid tribute to the original IP in a great way. The promotional material they commissioned for it feels nearly identical to the Simpsons game, with Fortnite having 2D animated cinematics for the season, fully voice acted and animated by the cast and crew of the show. I love how they actually planned this mini season out and crafted a fun gameplay and story experience that put the Simpsons in the Fortnite game world. The lead up to it was great too, with Bart's treehouse being a visitable location in the season prior, where there was a TV in there showing iconic memes from the show. Sadly, it did not end up being repurposed for a back bling. It would have been really cool to have a TV back bling for The Simpsons, like the one Peter Griffin had for his skin, which I sadly missed out on. I overall loved every minute I played of Simpsons Fortnite. However, I will admit, like the no TV back bling, there are a lot of other missed opportunities this mini-season had as well, which I'll touch on all throughout the video. Anyway, with Chapter 7 Season 1 on the horizon, I figured I'd take a look back down memory lane and break down why Simpsons Fortnite is the best mini-season collaboration of the game so far. I'll be discussing the Battle Pass, along with the item shop skins of the mini-season, the amazing multiplayer map, the gameplay, the shorts, and its ending event. The Simpsons mini-season Battle Pass was pretty solid. However, it was not perfect either. The characters from the show included are not too bad. We got Marge, Ned Flanders, and Homer in the pass in that order. The extra styles for the skins were cool too, with Marge having a witch version of herself, Ned having his stupid sexy skiing outfit, and in the bonus pages, Homer got his evil Homer outfit as a style. The latter two skins also had emotes to go along with their outfits. Ned got the nothing at all emote, and Homer got the evil Homer dance emote. These special styles of the skins were great to see, as they reminded me of the various costumes that were unlockable in Simpsons Hit and Run. The Battle Pass overall was really good. However, like I said, it was far from perfect. It would have been great to include Bart and Lisa in the Battle Pass, thus completing the family, as Maggie is a part of Marge's glider. Instead, however, fans got two crossover skins. This upset a lot of people who wanted the slots to be the full family. I am not a fan of it either, but I expected crossover skins, honestly, given the fact the Star Wars Mini Pass had mashup skins as well. The collab skins are a Blinky take on Fish Sticks, and a Springfieldian Peely, which at first glance seemed a bit lazy to me, but he has a Professor Frink style, which is pretty cool. But man, I was disappointed when Hope and Jonesy were Simpsonized in the trailer, only for reused skin models of them to be in the game. Anyway, Bart and Lisa ended up being both item shop skins, along with other characters like Krusty, Moe, and Scratchy, which came bundled with an itchy sidekick. Speaking of sidekicks which were introduced in this mini-season, including Peels in the Battle Pass, was a massive missed opportunity. Santa's little helper was right there. Besides Itchy, at least there was a Plopper sidekick in the item shop, but man, having Santa's little helper or Snowball follow players around would have been great. The final skin of the Simpsons season ended up being a Homer skin of him in his underwear. It's unnecessary for me since I already got the mini Battle Pass Homer in all his styles, but for those who don't want to wait around 2 years for the Simpsons Pass skins to hit the shop, it's a good option. The thing I love the most about Simpsons Fortnite is the fact Epic Games fully committed to the theme. Rather than keep old Fortnite locations from Chapter 6, the game's developers decided to completely ditch them in favor of a full-fledged Simpsons Springfield-themed map. Riding the battle bus is just so great because each time you started the game, there would be a Simpsons-style intro that said Battle Royale, and Otto was definitely the driver for the battle bus. Despite being faithful to the show, the Fortnite branding is clearly there, and for good reason as well. Because this is a battle royale game that is played by a lot of teens, Slurp being integrated into the game in the place of Duff Beer makes perfect sense. They even made a design for their version of Duff Man, fittingly called Slurp Man. Sadly, he only appears in cutouts and did not get his own skin. Like I said, this mini-season had a lot of missed opportunities. Regardless, this change in beverage in Fortnite is is great as we're able to get iconic places like Moe's Tavern in the game without it being odd and out of place. His bar looks straight out of the show, and it is the only place where Apu gets acknowledged in the form of pictures, as he is sadly absent from the Quickie Mart in the town square. Also, if you pick up the phone, Bart's prank call to Moe can be heard. The mini-season map is just overall fantastic. So much attention to detail was put into this mini-season. Besides Moe's, there is Camp Krusty, the Town Hall, Mr. Burns Manor, Android's Dungeon, Lard Lad's Donuts, and many more iconic locations. And of course, it would not be a Simpsons season without the Yellow family's iconic house at 742 Evergreen Terrace. One detail I like about the Simpsons home is that Homer's pink sedan is parked there and you are able to drive it in the game. The car is also in the item shop, but you don't have to buy it to drive it in this mini-season. Sadly though, this is the only Simpsons cel-shaded car in the mini-season that you can drive. That's unfortunate honestly, as the rest of the cars are regular ones you would use in any other season. Minor nitpicks aside, I love how Fortnite was able to bring the Simpsons back to gaming with a bang. They finally gave Simpsons fans a new, fully explorable 3D cel-shaded Springfield map which hadn't been seen by gamers since the Simpsons game. The map is great and all, but what about the gameplay? The gameplay of the Simpsons mini-season is overall a blast. Not only was there a explorable 3D Springfield for fans of the Simpsons to enjoy, but also some very interesting weapons and game mechanics. We got a good amount of weapons from the show, like Mr. Blasty, which is name-dropped in a Treehouse of Horror episode, but is clearly modeled after the revolver Maggie used in Who Shot Mr. Burns. This gun also has a Krusty variant you can get from his boss battle that spawns balloons on people you shoot. We got the deodorizer, a King and Kodos laser gun, then there's Moe's gun, which is a multi-gun contraption. Slurp cans are now Simpsons themed, and you can order super squishies from the Quickie Mart in the town square and Birdie Marts all around the map. All these items were very fun to use. My personal favorites were the deodorizer and Moe's gun. Another thing I really like about this season are the fun gameplay Easter eggs the game has. You can actually steal Jebediah Springfield's head, like Bart in season 1 of the show, and wear it to avoid headshots. If you are in Mr. Burns' mansion early in the game, you can even release the Hounds, which are NPCs in dog outfits who will shoot other rival teams at your command. This season was very fun to play with friends. I love going to the Simpsons house because you can sit on the couch. Me and some friends even went out of our way to recreate an iconic moment from season 3 of Smiling Friends.
Lord, what the devil are you doing on that confounded computer tablet device?
Hack to it, man.
Boy.
Back to the gameplay, the bosses you fight in the game were really cool to see as well. Being able to fight characters like Witch Marge and Evil Homer was a lot of fun. Besides Krusty, I heard Scratchy was a boss as well, but sadly I never encountered him in a fight. What I find hilarious about the boss battles is at the very end, Nelson laughs and points at them after they die. Another aspect of the gameplay I loved is how new events would occur on the map. Donut storms would occasionally fall out of the sky, and towards the end of the season, clones of Homer would appear. These occurrences were explained by the animated shorts. Speaking of which, the Simpsons Fortnite shorts were overall great. After King and Kodos transport Jonesy and Hope to Springfield, Homer gets the 0-point shard and sticks it into his remote. For a bit, Professor Frank and the people of Springfield are impressed with its power. However, eventually, the town gets mad at him for the constant falling donuts and some other desserts as well.
He dropped a huge cream pie on me. I'm a clown. It's only funny when I throw the pie.
Homer, out of fear, flees to the nuclear power plant to dispose of the 0-point shard, but after trying to grab a half-eaten candy bar, he falls into the vat of purple acid. This scene is actually pretty sad, with Homer believing he may die, and he misses his family.
So many regrets. Losing family. Never got to eat candy bar.
Thankfully though, Homer survives as the 0-point shard causes multiple Homers to spawn. Chief Wiggum ends up shooting a bunch of Homer clones with kill switch revolvers he found. Bart and Lisa then see a giant purple cloud and hope they can summon Homer back by saying an iconic line of theirs.
Are you there yet? 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 Are you there yet?
Homer, in nothing but a pair of tidy whities, drops out of the sky. Hope realizes he is giant because of the 0-point shard being inside of him now. Lisa wonders if Homer will be a force for good as a giant, but he kicks a car and wanders away. Soon though, they end up finding him, and Hope manages to convince Homer to fight a demon to save the Fortnite island. That led to the final Fortnite event, which overall was a solid crossover of various IPs. Fortnite at this point is officially Ready Player One. Overall, it was funny seeing how small Homer is compared to this demon, which explains why so many characters are there to take it on. I legit thought maybe Homer would play a massive role in this fight, but he doesn't do too much damage, honestly. He did throw a rock at the demon though, so good job, Homer, at least you tried.
Yay, Dad! We knew you could do it!
Simpsons joke aside, this was an action-packed way to end this fun, unique crossover mini-season. In conclusion, the Simpsons Fortnite mini-season was great. Epic really went all out by making an entire Simpsons Fortnite map. During the season, they even went all out with LEGO Brick Life by recreating the Simpsons intro for it. The Brick Life mode even had NPCs for characters who did not get skins. Close enough. Welcome back, LEGO Dimensions. The Simpsons LEGO mode looked interesting with a story about Beef Boss and Krusty waging war over whose burger place is the best. You can talk to LEGO Homer and do quests. If I got the quests done, I would have gotten the Simpsons house LEGO set, but I didn't bother since I don't really touch the LEGO modes. I will admit though, I did have fun with it, but by the time I tried the LEGO mode, the season only had a few days left. At the very least, I'm happy I fully completed the Simpsons Mini Pass and the bonus stuff. I love The Simpsons so much that I actually locked in with this season. And by locked in, I mostly mean doing Tycoon and Parkour modes for XP, because I am not the best at Battle Royale. With a movie on the way, it was very clear The Simpsons needed a big, relevant push again, so I'm glad they were in this Fortnite mini-season. The Simpsons mini-season was a perfect send-off for Fortnite Chapter 6, and I hope from its success we can see the iconic yellow family return to gaming in the near future, whether it be a brand new title or a hit and run remaster. This has been Shade X, and I hope you all feel nothing but good vibes.
I'm gonna miss Springfield. This town's been awfully good to us.
No, it hasn't, Dad. That's why we're leaving.
Oh yeah! So long, stink town!